Namaste. Welcome to the course Interpersonal Effectiveness. This is Sujata Vasudevan, Head, Department of Psychology, Mahalashmi Women's College of Arts and Science, your coach for the course. The course focuses on what is interpersonal effectiveness, essential competencies of interpersonal effectiveness, list of interpersonal skills, tools for interpersonal effectiveness, and the course takeaway. What is interpersonal skills? Let's understand what is interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skill, as the name implies, it is between persons. So interactions between person to person. In other words, it is the communication among two or more persons. To define what is interpersonal skills, interpersonal skills or life skills we use every day to communicate and interact with other people. Most successful in both their professionals and personal lives. People who are very strong in interpersonal skills are more successful in both their professional and personal lives. To talk about interpersonal skills, it is all about relationship. Relationship is everywhere. Without relationship, I cannot imagine the world. What if we are alone everywhere without having any relationship? Even to scold, we need somebody. Even to fight, we need somebody. Fighting is a form of relationship. So interpersonal skill is all about relationship. What are the essential competencies to maintain a relationship? Or self-awareness, self-control, motivation, acknowledging the interest of others, communication skills. So these are the essential competencies one has to develop in order to maintain and sustain a relationship. A relationship can be any relationship in terms of a student and a teacher relationship between colleagues, friends, family members, and the higher authorities. There are umpteen number of relationship skills. You go to any YouTube channel, any books on interpersonal skills, you will find all this interpersonal skills. To name a few: assertiveness, non-verbal communication, listening skills, negotiation, verbal communication, problem solving, and decision making. In every situation, in every issues, all these skills are necessary, which you can pick it up from any book or any YouTube channels. Saying that, today I'm going to present you the tools, the effective tools for interpersonal effectiveness to sustain or maintain a relationship, to nurture a relationship. So let's move on to the tools of interpersonal effectiveness. The very first tool is self-awareness. When I say self-awareness is the key for interpersonal effectiveness, to key for maintain or sustain relationship. According to Oxford Dictionary, self-awareness is a conscious knowledge of one's own character, feeling, motives, and desires. So it's very important to know about ourselves. When we know about ourselves, it's better the better you know about yourself, the better you manage yourself. So in order to manage, it's very important to know about yourself. To know about yourself, again, there are many tools available. Say for example, SWOT analysis. You may come across Johari window, and then self-assessment worksheets, and lots more. But today I'm going to talk a three important area of self-awareness. That's our thoughts, or beliefs, or feelings and actions. So the thoughts, feelings and actions in every situation, given a moment, you will have actions, thoughts and feelings. So you have to be aware of what is your thoughts, what is your emotions and what is your actions. And everything should relate to each other. If I am feeling happy, I'm thinking happy and I do happy things. If I'm sad, I'm feeling sad, I'm thinking helpless and I'm crying out. So these are few examples of how your thoughts, emotions and actions can be in one line. So when you look at this slide, you can see the belief system, thoughts, emotions and actions, which is going from bottom up. So the basic core element of self-awareness is belief system. So belief system is generated from your value system. So belief system, where we can develop our belief system from our childhood, from our parents, caregivers, role models, etc. So when I have positive belief about myself, I'm setting myself into a positive action. When I have negative belief about myself, I'm setting myself to be a failure. So it's very important to look into our belief systems. What is our belief system about ourselves? What is our belief system about others? And in general, what is the belief system of the life? So it's very important to look into the belief systems and move up so that we are setting a right action in terms of success. I connect success to maintaining an effective relationship. Let's move on. So to give a insight on self-awareness wheel can be very important and it is very effective. When I talk about thoughts, your thoughts may be from your assumptions, beliefs, interpretations, expectations, evaluations and opinions. When I said about belief system, which is formed right from our childhood, from our birth. So again, thoughts is based on our belief system. It can be your assumptions, it can be your expectations, it can be your evaluations and opinions. Sometimes the thoughts can be generalized. When it is generalized, then it is a threat. What are all the feelings? What am I feeling right now? You have to be aware of your emotions, like happy, frustrated, disappointed, sad, angry and excited. So it's very important to name your feelings. And it's very important that we always think or we always take or talk about our thoughts, but we often miss our feelings. Going back. And then what is the I want for myself and what is that I want for others or us? So it is basically the aspirations, the dreams and drivers, the hopes, goals, intentions, longingness and objectives. So what is that I want for myself and what is that I want for others? So this is another important question we need to be aware of. And the action part of it. What is that I'm doing in terms of what is my future plans, proposals, promises, what is my past, and what is the present I'm doing in terms of behavior, statements, activities, and accomplishments. So this is the awareness wheel which you can revisit it and get in touch with your thoughts, feelings, emotions, actions, and very important thing is the sensory data. So this is very important as we also need to be aware of our body sense in terms of observation, descriptions, examples and facts and figures. So this will give you idea of what is that you want for yourself, and what is that, how aware, how you can be more conscious of what is your thoughts, feelings and emotions. So to put it simply, you can always think what I sense in any particular situation, in any issues, any conflict issues, it can be a positive situation or a negative situation, what I sense in terms of the body sensation, what I think, what is my thinking process about the situation. It can be a person, it can be a situation. What I feel, what is my feeling, and what is that I want out of it, and what is that I'm doing. So this is very important to understand in any given situation. What do you sense? What do you think? What do you feel? What do you want? And what do I do? To quote an example, in terms of being a teacher, we would have come across many difficult students. So I had a student, and to quote that example of my student, and this student is not very regular, and this student will not submit the projects on time, and many a times there is distractions in the class. So one particular issues when I come across with this student in terms of not submitting, and got into the problem where I need to go as the class teacher, I need to go and face the problem. So in that situation, what I sense in terms of my bodily sense is I got very tight. All my muscles are very tight. My eyes are wide open, and I got headache. Now what I think, I think this girl is useless. No point in again and going again and again talking to her. I think, what am I doing? I'm going in the right direction. Why is this girl putting me into trouble? What I feel embarrassed, as I have to go and face, because for me everything has to be very perfect. When I go and face, in spite of my student, I feel embarrassed, I felt angry, and it is helpless. Sometimes how much ever I want to try her, and it was not helpful. So what is that I want out of this situation? I want to be free. I don't want to face this embarrassment. I also want to help the student in not to further get into any problems. So I want my peace of mind. So obviously I want my peace of mind. So what I do, when I felt angry at her, what I usually do, as every teacher, I'm not generalizing again, but what I did, I did scold her, yes, and I didn't feel like to go and talking to her at first. So I scolded her, and I have not allowed her to be in my class. Yes. And then obviously again there is marks. Okay, I threatened her with her marks. So I'm talking about it because everybody will get into the situation where we act impulsively. So we react to the situations. We will not respond to what is happening. So when I do this, I'm becoming aware of what I see, what is my sense, what am I thinking, what am I feeling, what I want, and what I did in that situation. So this is the first day. Immediately after that embarrassed situation, I reacted, So to understand, this is the awareness which I got. So with this awareness, what next? These are the two important questions that you need to answer. What good are you doing to yourself? What good are you doing to others? So these are the important two questions that you need to ask in every situation, with every relationship. In terms of my student, what good are you doing to yourself? What good am I doing to myself? By reacting to that, I'm just reacting, venting out my anger, So anything else? Am I helping myself? The answer is no. What good are you doing to others? Have I done any good to that child? To that girl? Obviously no. So when the answer is no to either of the question, I need to go back and see what could have been done in order to answer that. So the first part is what is happening to me in terms of self-awareness. The next part of the question is the next tool which we will see. Before we see the next tool, let's see this slide. What do you see in this slide? You may see a duck, you may see a rabbit, you may see something else also. So whatever you see, you are right. What do you see in this slide? Yeah. You may see a skull, you may see a woman looking at the mirror, you could also see a ship. Whatever you see, you are right, because people only see what they are prepared to see. According to Ralph Wadler, this is perception. So the answer to the second question, what good are you doing to others, depending on the perception of what I perceive about that situation, what the student perceived about the situation. So perception play a very important role, because I see the world in my own eyes with my own mirror, and others see their world in their mirror. Both of us are right. There is no right or wrong answer. So according to my experience, my perception, I'm making sense of the world, and according to their perceptions, according to their experience, they are making sense of the world. So both are right. So how do we make it a balance? So when I see what is going back to the example of the students, when I just sit and think about it, I'm going to the previous slide. So when I go think, and when I see how we can help each other, so that each other are getting peace of mind, or balancing, or have a effective relationship as student and teachers, I called her and we had a conversation. And she said, I'm so sorry, mom, I'm trying to be good, but unfortunately this is happening. So I'm sorry that I could not face you because I'm so scared. The other day you didn't respond to me, so this is making me even sad. So I'm terribly afraid to meet you and come and explain you. I'm thankful that you called me, and you had this conversation is very helpful. So from that day our relationship changed, because I could understand from where she is coming from. So what is the background of what happened? So these conversations will help us to overcome the obstacles. So yes, of course, there are times we react to the situations, according to the situations. It's okay. We can come back and analyze and respond correctly, so that we can have a healthy relationship. So as we practice the same, and I'm sure we can respond rather than react. So the first tool we saw is self-awareness, to know about ourselves, about our thoughts, actions, and feelings. The second thing is we saw about the perception. With the tools of self-awareness, perception, and all the interpersonal skills like assertiveness, non-verbal communication, listening skills, negotiation, verbal communication, problem solving, and decision making, I'm sure your interpersonal effectiveness will improve. Practice makes the man perfect. So when we practice the skills, automatically our interpersonal relationship will improve. So today's takeaway is, when you can express your feelings in a non-threatening way, when you can ask for what you want, and when you can say no to what you don't want, is the indicators for your interpersonal effectiveness skills. Constantly check on these things. If you are lacking in any, go back to our tools, and you can use the tools anywhere, anytime you want. Hope the course was useful to you. Thanks for taking up the course. For further queries and clarification, please do write to us. Hope to see you all in our upcoming courses. Happy learning. Stay home, stay safe.